Okay, hi guys! Welcome to our July Google Hangout. We are so excited to have you. We're excited to talk to you, and we hope we can get some of your question answered. So tonight we're going to chat a little bit about what you can expect in the next few months through the end of summer, and then what you can expect your first year at Northwestern. Remember, you can start submitting questions by tweeting us at hashtag WWHangout, by messaging the Wildcat Welcome Facebook page, or by emailing us at wildcatwelcome@u.northwestern.edu. So before we get to questions, I'm going to introduce myself and the rest of our incredible panel. So my name's Alana Ross. I'm the Director for Medill and New Student Communications on the Board of Directors. I'm going to be a senior in the fall, and I am studying journalism. The rest of the panel are peer advisors representing every single one of our different schools, and they'll be answering your questions tonight. So take it away, guys.
Hi, I'm Carson. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm a second-year returner as a peer advisor. I'm a journalism major and African American Studies student in Medill. I'm class of 2017, so a rising senior as well. And I'm currently in New York City as a reporting intern.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm a second-year PA as well, and I'm studying computer science in the McCormick School of Engineering. And what else? I'm from Littleton, Colorado. I might have said that already, but maybe not. This summer, I'm in Fort Collins and just doing a bunch of part-time jobs and that sort of thing. And I think that was everything, probably.
Hi everyone, I'm Pauline. I am a second year returner PA. I'm from Grays Lake, Illinois. I'm a class of 2018, so I'll be a junior in the fall. I'm a theater major in the School of Communication. And this summer I'm hanging out in Evanston and interning at the Goodman Theater.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Waldman, and I'm from Boca Raton, Florida, and I'm hanging out in Florida this summer. I am in Weinberg, and I'm undeclared currently, going to be a junior, class of 2018, and I think that's everything. But yeah, I'm hanging out in Florida doing construction this summer.
Hey, I'm Shalila. I'm from Mumbai, India. I'm a second-year PA, and I'm in Learning and Organizational Change major in the School of Education and Social Policy, so CESP. And I'm going to be a junior next year. And I'm currently in St. Louis doing an internship with a biotechnology firm.
Alana, I think you're muted.
Okay, sorry. So the first question is from Rachel. What was the most important thing you brought to your res hall?
Okay, cool. I'll go first. So I think actually the most important thing you bring to your res hall is what you don't bring to your res hall. Don't overpack. I promise you that you will have everything you need. Keep it light and think of efficiency more than anything else. But also, bring pictures of, the things that you love at home to like decorate your walls.
Something that I found really helpful in my res hall was that, so my roommate and I had bunk beds my freshman year, and I bought a little whiteboard and stuck it on the wall next to my bed, so that like as I was falling asleep, I would remember something that I needed to do, or like something that I wanted to remember for the next day. But I didn't have to get out of bed. I just wrote it on my whiteboard and then went back to bed without worrying about it.
Also, if you always forget something, Bed Bath & Beyond is in Evanston, and they're a great place to get everything you need or anything like that you may forget, like a whiteboard, like Pauline said, for your room, because I had a whiteboard, and that was also a great thing to have, because when I forgot something when I was going to sleep, I really just needed that, and it really reminds you in the morning, so that's always helpful.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. So this next question is from Esha. Do we get student venture cards to go into the city?
I can take this one. So no, we don't actually get student venture cards, but pretty much all of my friends and me go to the city all the time, because it's just so easy to do it and it's just so convenient. So I wouldn't say that cost really is much of an obstacle. And we do have these short little programs and things for like the spring and the summer where you can get like discounted passes and things to go into the city, but not typically.
Anybody else want to jump in with that, with an answer?
Yeah. Well, oh, hello.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, no, the venture card is super easy. I mean, you have a bunch of options to always get in. There's at least 2 trains and then always Uber if you need. And the L is always, I think, $1.50 per ride, and you can get into the city. So you can get your own venture card, or the Metro is $2.25, and then Uber is the fare, of course. But it's very easy. The school doesn't provide it, but there's always an option. I go in a lot. I think a lot of other people go in too. So it's just really helpful. But no, the school doesn't provide you a student venture card just yet, hopefully.
So this next question is also about residential halls. If I'm not the happiest with my res hall placement, can I get it changed, or is there someone I can talk about? Is there a way that I can be friends with people who don't even live in my building? What do I do if I'm just not really happy with my placement?
I can take this one. So if you're not happy with your resident hall or college placement, that's okay, because you're not bound to your res hall or college for meeting people. You can meet people all over campus through classes, through different activities or clubs. And there's definitely like a lot of different options for meeting people. So if you don't feel like you're at home in your res college or res hall, then that's okay, because you'll still be able to find a community of people. But if it is a really issue, you can put yourself on the wait list for residential services to see if you wanted to get that worked out. But it's not really a huge issue that I see a lot. There's definitely a lot of different variety of the people that you can meet outside of your living arrangements.
Cool, that was a great answer. The next question is about study abroad. So, what is it like? How do you do it? Can someone talk to that experience who's been abroad?
Yeah, sure, no. I was actually able to study abroad in, can y'all hear me? There we go, okay. So I was actually able to study abroad in Paris this past fall, and it was the best experience in the world, and it was actually really, really easy for me. I studied through a Northwestern program, but we also partner with universities all across the country. I had a friend who went on a program with other universities, but she was also living in Paris. And it's something where your financial aid travels with you, so that was really vital for me. And they work it out so your credits can transfer, you get to meet with a study abroad advisor and all of that. So the office really works well with you so that you can sort it out. So you're getting the credits you need and you're able to study abroad no matter what your major is or anything like that.
Yeah, that's very true. Studying abroad is a really, really special experience on campus. So this next question is from Jason. How did you prep for the cold weather? Like maybe someone who's from warm weather even could take this one.
I can take that. Being from Florida, it was certainly a change because I've lived in Florida all my life going to Chicago. But I basically just kind of got a cold weather jacket and rolled with it. But you just kind of have to get some long sleeve t-shirts. You need to learn to layer. It's very important to layer. You get some long johns, you get a long sleeve shirt and a jacket, and you should be good to go. It's not too bad. The only times it really gets too awful are when the wind is super blowing, and that's in the winter when it's January or February, and by then you'll kind of have acclimatized, so you're ready for it. But if you get a jacket and just some long sleeve shirts, you'll be good to go. It doesn't get too cold until later on in the year. You'll be fine in the fall. It's kind of like 60s, 70s-ish, but it's not too bad, and as long as you get some long sleeve shirts, you'll be really okay.
Yeah, I'm from India, which is also different weather. So obviously, yeah, dressing warm is very important. I mean, if you got your coat in a couple layers and your gloves and things down, that should be perfect. But I know this sounds cheesy, but it really is about your attitude. If you just need to understand you're not going to be out all the time, and you are going to be indoors. You're totally warm during classes, hanging out with your friends, watching movies. You're not going to be standing on the streets all the time freezing. So as long as you're dressed and well equipped, and maybe take a shuttle if you don't want to walk, it's totally fine and very manageable.
Yeah, and we would also add, there's also the frostbite shuttle that runs during the winters when it gets particularly cold. So if you're like worried about getting across campus to class or anything like that, there is a shuttle that's running pretty often. And I know, at least for me, I had to think really hard about where I was going to get my jacket because they're so expensive. But there's an office on campus, Student Enrichment Services, that helps students out if they are in need of a jacket and looking at affordability issues.
Yeah, that's great. I don't think you need to like go out and spend $1,000 on a coat. You can have help from the school, and you can also layering really makes all the difference with the things that you already have. So this next question is a fun one. Paul is wondering what type of bike is best for campus and for life in Evanston and Chicago.
Yeah. So I personally didn't have a bike for my first 2 years on campus. I lived close-ish to my classes, and I found that I liked walking and didn't necessarily need it. Our campus is nice in that like it's big enough that if you have a bike, it's useful, but it's small enough that if you don't have a bike, it's not the end of the world. But a lot of my friends have them, and they love hybrid bikes, so like not like dirt bikes and not road bikes, but the ones that are built to like handle either kind of like terrain. And there's a really nice bike shop in Evanston called Wheel and Sprocket. And the people there are really nice, and they do repairs, and they'll sell you bikes. And you can also find used bikes a lot of times from other students.
Yeah, I would also add I ride a cruiser around campus, which is single gear. It's not a problem. Campus is really flat. I would just add that you definitely need a good bike lock if you're planning on taking a bike to campus, and you need a little light on your bike for riding at night, just for safety purposes. But there are pumps around campus, and it's like pretty convenient to have a bike. But like Pauline said, not the end of the world if you don't. Pretty easy.
Also on the bikes, student services and like security on campus sells bike locks for, I think they're $30. They're wholesale. And you just go to the visitor center and they sell you a bike lock that's really good. So if you're looking for one, that's the place to go for that.
Great. So this next question is from David. It's something that I know a lot of people on the Class of 2020 page have been wondering about. Should I be looking at classes right now and figuring out what to take? But before anyone answers that, we have one more PA jumping on. Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll go back to the question.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris Jumper. Sorry I'm late, I just had a bit of technical difficulties. But I am from Putnam Valley, New York. I am class of 2017, so I will be a senior this year. I am in the Beanan School of Music. This is my third time being a PA, and I'm studying vocal performance with a musical theater certificate and a business institution minor. And then this summer I'm here in Evanston just taking classes and lessons.
Great. Okay, so the question again, should I be looking at classes right now and figuring out what I need to take?
I can take that. So, well, you definitely don't need to be looking at classes. If you are excited about something, I mean, you can absolutely look up the website for any major, any school, and see what classes are being offered. But you absolutely do not, or you're not expected to know anything about what you're taking in the fall or anything after that. Part of Wildcat Welcome actually is you meeting with your advisor, understanding what you're expected, what the classes you should take maybe in the next year, the next couple of years, and you will be working with your advisor on a specific day, a specific couple of days to register for classes, so we have allotted time for that. So you absolutely don't need to be stressing about that right now.
Anyone else? Yeah, perfect.
My goodness, the mute is... One sec. Okay. Great. Yeah, just to echo Shalala on that, definitely you don't need to be looking for classes right now. The only thing that I would maybe recommend is that For McCormick students, we have a theme credit, which is basically any sort of classes outside of the engineering school. So if you had an idea of what kind of classes in the theme you wanted to take, there's a big list on the McCormick website that you can look through just to get an idea, but that's like the bare minimum of what you would maybe want to do. Other than that, the first year for first year students is pretty structured. Everyone will pretty much take the same classes, so there's really no need to worry on what classes you're going to take, and we'll help you figure that all out when you guys get here.
Yeah, just going off of that, pretty much what Jay said, from a music major perspective, there are a lot of core classes that you'll be taking your freshman year and even into sophomore year a bit. So you really don't need to worry that much about the classes until you get there, because a lot of it will be set for you. So no worries.
Great. So this next question is fun. First of all, hi Pauline. I'm also from Grays Lake. This is from Tony. Hi Tony. Is there any way to prepare for our classes in the fall? I heard it's very difficult to transition from high school to college. Is there any special preparation you can do for that?
Sure, I'll take that one. So I would say that the best thing that you can do, honestly, is once you get here, really take advantage of the support system. We have really great advisors. For your majors, you get an advisor right when you step on campus. We are also your peer advisors, so we're always here to help y'all out. So I think that that's really the best way, because there definitely is a learning curve when you arrive on campus. You know, going to university, you're taking classes, you're in this new environment, so you're going to be adjusting to a lot. But the support system is here for you, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. Go to office hours, really engage with your professors and all of that, because they are here to help, and they have always been really great in my experience, so I think that's worth it.
And I'll add to that. Hi, Tony. Hello, fellow Grays Lakean. I think that the most difficult thing for me about academically transitioning was letting go of the expectations that I had set for myself in high school, which is not to say that I don't expect a lot from myself here at Northwestern, but something really smart that my government teacher told me in high school was that learning happens when you accept that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, and learning that all of your peers have things to teach you too, and really rejoicing in the growth that you have to do, and instead of holding yourself to perfectionism, that was something that for me made a really big difference.
That was great. Yeah, that's a great quote. Okay, this next question is from Alexandra. Do we have time to get books if we register right before classes start?
Yeah, I'll take that. You for sure do. Wildcat Welcome, because you'll register for classes during Wildcat Welcome, so you'll still have a couple days, and there's always books at the Norris bookstore, which is open, I believe, Monday through Friday until 6 p.m., and then there's even off-campus options, so you definitely have time to get books before class start. And as a new student, professors aren't expecting you to come having your books already, so they'll give you time, a couple days, 1-2 days before with class to get books, and they'll make sure you have what you need. And if you have any problems, you can always go talk to them. And there are student resources to help you get books. The library also has a ton that you can just kind of check out and use if that's an issue. So you definitely have time for it.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. The next question is from Sharon. What was the biggest transition for you coming from outside of the United States? Are there any helpful tips? I think we're looking at you here, Shalila. Any helpful tips for international students that you could give us?
Yeah, sure. So to be honest, I would say pretty much, obviously, if you're looking at small things, pretty much everything is different. I mean, it's like a cultural shift, right? No matter where you're coming from, you're going to start hearing things that you've probably never heard before, and even grocery stores are different and things like that. But I think what's important is that of course, being yourself, just come in just understanding that you're not some kind of super different person who's not going to fit in or anything. You just need to come in and just live the way you normally would, which is something, honestly, you tend to forget. And if you're just doing your thing, just having fun, and people will help you out if there's any small things. Just, I would say, not to be embarrassed if you have a question that sounds super basic but you don't know what something is. I remember my first week here, we had a tailgate before the football game. I didn't know what a tailgate was, and it took me 1 hour to ask someone, but I did, and it was very nice. I would just say that it's not going to be different, like a huge obstacle or something coming here, but if you do have a question, always ask, and you will find communities of people just like you, as well as communities of people who are nothing like you at all, which is very nice. So I would just say look at this like an opportunity, and if anything trips you up at any point, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, that was great. Really good answer. So this next question: what did you not anticipate in your first year? Do you have any tips to help prepare in the rest of the summer to get you ready for anything unexpected that could happen while starting college?
I can take this one. So I think it's really hard to anticipate college in general. It's just like such a huge shift that it's really difficult to like try to prepare for every little thing because you just can't, I feel like. But you know, we're all here to help you with the transition, help you with some of the rough patches, like living in the res halls and the res colleges, or just like trying to commute around campus or meet new people. Everyone's sort of in the same boat, so it's kind of like a great community that everyone has together. So I think there were probably a lot of things that I didn't anticipate, to be honest, just like the whole shift. But you know, it really ends up being okay. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, good. Yep.
Anybody else have an answer for that one? Nope. Cool. I think you covered it.
I think the biggest shift for me was living with someone else, like a roommate, in a very small space, and that was something I didn't really like know what to expect before then. And I basically just kind of like learn with it, and you roll with it, and you learn what that's all about. But you kind of just have to take what's coming to you. I didn't expect a lot of things. College is very different from what you expect. You know, you're eating with different people every day. You're meeting people. And so basically, you just, for me at least, I took what it was and I rolled with it. And I think that's a really good perspective to have if you can do that. But there wasn't anything that I really was like, oh my God, I was worried about super from the get-go. But as long as you're willing to work with it, it's not too hard. And knowing that you have all of your PAs, because everybody will get a PA, to work with you if there's something that you really need, it's a huge help.
So looking at your Wildcat Welcome forums, a lot of you put that your biggest worry is making friends, which is so unbelievably real. I really relate to that. Can all of you guys talk about what it was like to make friends and how you started to make those first connections in college? Because, like, yeah, it's really scary. Anybody? Everyone?
I can go. Sure. Oh. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I think that the best way to kind of go about that is to really just talk to the people that you live with, because you're not going to know the people who are around you, and they're all going to be really different. They're going to come from all over. They're going to have a wide variety of interests, different majors, all of that stuff, and so you'll always find something new to learn from them, and that's a really good way to start it out. And also to, when you're in classes or you're, hanging out around campus, all of these things, don't be afraid to go up and talk to somebody. I made a lot of my closest friends just by talking to them in class, and making that conversation over like the homework or assignments or something like that. And a lot of those people ended up being some of my closest friends. And just remember that people are friendly and will talk back to you as well.
Yeah, just to add about that, I think that it's a big thing, but everyone is also going through the same feelings as you, which is a lot to think about. But some way, like a weird way that I made friends during my freshman year was I kind of forced myself during like the first few weeks of school to like sit at a table with like people that I might not have known. And my philosophy was I was like, always be the first one to say hi because people really appreciate that. But yeah, you also have your peer advisor group, which can like be your first support and your first friend group, and they can grow up to be lifelong friends. So you always have that support group, at least initially, if not for your whole college experience.
Yeah, to add on more to that, I was really worried about making friends when I got to college as well. I came and I didn't know anybody, so I thought it was gonna be a really hard shift. And everyone is sort of in the same boat. Everyone's really looking to make friends, which is really great. And there's lots of opportunities to make friends as well. My first friend group came from my PA group, as well as people who were living in my res college, which was really great. Just sort of like a close-knit community from the start, which was really cool. And then you continue to make friends over the year, just through classes. Especially in engineering, everybody like takes all the same classes for a while, and so everyone's like kind of in their own community with that. But through other things like playing club sports and just different clubs in general that start up. So definitely not something to worry about, I think, because it should be just fine.
I'll add two things to that. First of all, that most everyone likes to talk about themselves, and even if they don't like to talk about themselves, they at least like to be acknowledged and like it when you express interest in them. So like Chris was saying, like being the first one to say hi, even though it might feel awkward at first, is definitely like people really appreciate it when you're like when you ask them something about themselves, and it's a really like nice way to spark conversations. And also that you shouldn't feel pressure to make friends right away. I know for me, like, it takes me a long time to warm up to people sometimes, which is not to say that I was, like, didn't talk to anyone at first, but, like, my best friend on campus I met a couple of months ago, and I'm going to be a junior. And so, like, you'll make connections during your first few weeks. You'll make connections like during your junior year, like with people who you didn't meet before, and like your relationship with people will definitely always be evolving. So don't feel like you have to like have your friend group down pat by like the third week of school. It doesn't have to work like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What everyone else has been saying is really the best advice I got. Just like, don't be afraid to say hi and always be the first person to wave on Sheridan or in Norris. Like, no one has ever said, I hated that person, they were so friendly. That just never, you're only going to win by being friendly. And it happens, like it happens in its own time. Some of my best friends I met my very first day of Wildcat Welcome, and like Pauline said, some of them I truly met just a few months ago. So give it time. You're not going to not have friends. I've never met anyone. It doesn't happen. It's not going to be you.
Yeah, just to add on to that, you make friends at college the same way that you've always have your entire life, which is sometimes by bonding over things in common, which is why we have a million student groups, honestly. There's just so many, and some of them are just very casual involvement. If you find people who are into, anime, and so are you, and then you make a friend through that, and it's very casual. And also, I just want to emphasize something that is this weird myth sometimes, is that there's no like boat that you can miss on making friends. People are always making friends at all points during the year, all points during their 4 or 5 or how many every years they spent in college. There's no period of time where you miss the window, so don't worry about it being like a checklist item or something. You'll at any point in time meet somebody and suddenly realize that's a friendship.
All so true. So this next question is from Farah. It's a beautiful name. Hi, I'll be majoring in theater in the fall, so looking at you, Pauline. I was thinking of double minoring too, but I'm nervous that I'll have too much on my plate with shows and classes and still trying to get acclimated to Northwestern. Do you have any advice?
Yes, I do. So let me be real with you. The theater major is a lot sometimes, especially with the student theater community. It is thriving, and there is so much going on, and that is incredible and a huge asset to the program, but also can be really overwhelming, and it's really easy to get involved in way too many things. I did for a year and a half, and it's easy to wear yourself out, and so I think what I would say to that is that, like, it is so possible, and it is also feels really good to be able to focus on things and get enough sleep and things like that. And that there is time to add things, and it will be a lot happier for you if you find yourself doing too few things and like add something to fill it out than if you find yourself doing 80 things and you are so overwhelmed because then you can't enjoy it anymore. And when I say you in all these sentences, I mean me when I was a first-year student. And so I guess my advice is that yes, you can absolutely pursue those interests, but you don't have to pursue them all at the exact same time. Maybe stagger the like start times of these things, and definitely talk to your peer advisor and your academic advisor about like how you can plan your classes so you don't get super overwhelmed. But it's totally doable. I don't say that to scare you.
Now we're back. So this is our last question. This has been a great hangout, but our last question is awesome. So I think it's a good way to round it out. This question's for everybody, so hop in. What are you most looking forward to about Wildcat Welcome and fall quarter? Like, what should new students be excited about? Anyone?
Yeah, I can start with this one. So I'm definitely looking forward to meeting all of you. It's going to be a really great time. Wildcat Welcome is like a really great transition program, so you should definitely be excited for that. We've got a ton of really great things planned for you guys. I think that the fall quarter it's my favorite quarter because it's really great. Campus looks really pretty with all the trees and stuff, and it's like pretty nice weather, and like you're meeting a bunch of new people and you're doing a bunch of new things. So I think I would say look forward to just a really great and unique experience.
I'm definitely most excited to meet my group. I'm super excited about this incoming class of new students. I'm a tour guide, so I've gotten to, talk to a lot of new students and hear a lot of Medill students who are coming in and what they're excited for. So I'm excited to see y'all blossom and see how you fit in on campus.
I'm also, like Carson and Jay, very excited to see my group and meet them. Fall quarter is my favorite just because everybody is looking to meet new people, no matter if you're a new student or you're a senior. Everybody just wants to meet everybody on campus because that's the vibe from Northwestern. I'm also really excited for Wildcat Welcome to go to Six Flags because I think they know that they do that now. Well, if not, you do now. So I'm really excited for that. I'm super excited to see everybody else in the fall. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited to meet all of you guys. We're all this isn't the least fake thing. We're just so excited to meet all of you that we can't keep it inside because we talk about this all the time. But we really, really can't wait to meet all of you, to meet our groups, to have all of you guys meet each other. And one of my personal favorite things about Northwestern that I always answer when people ask me why do I love it is the people. I really, really love the people. Obviously, I'm excited to meet my friends, but I'm most excited to meet people I haven't met before because I always get to meet lovely people through all the cool activities and events that we have planned, and NSFB has things planned not just for Wildcat Welcome, but even afterwards. So throughout fall quarter, every weekend or so, there's going to be something that's happening. So you're always occupied and you're always out meeting people.
Yeah, I feel silly like repeating the same answer, but truly, I think that like fall is so exciting on campus because it just has this like exuberance because there's all this fresh energy, and like everyone's bringing their summer experiences back to school, and everyone is like fresh and ready for the new year, and that energy is really like what drives people forward during fall. So I'm super excited for everyone's returning energy and for the new energy of all of you.
Yeah, just like a lot of people here, fall quarter is definitely my favorite quarter, just because of all the excitement of coming back or being a new student. Everyone is just meeting each other, and then there's also like the football games where everyone just gets their purple pride and everyone's outside. But yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone. And I was gonna say Six Flags is my one of my favorite parts of Wildcat Welcome. But we have so many events and so much fun things to do this quarter, and I hope you guys have fun too.
Yeah, I think being on the quarter system, in the next few weeks, you're going to start seeing your friends heading off to their orientations, and they're going to be like, I'm ready for classes, and you're still going to be on summer break. But I promise you, like, Wildcat Welcome is special. Like, this is not like other orientation programs. This is going to be a really incredible week. And I'm really just excited to, like, see you guys experience it for the first time and go through that. And I just want to thank you guys all for being a part of our community already. I'm so excited to meet you all. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next month, August 17th, a Wednesday, for our second to last Google Hangout. And then we'll see you in person in September. Holy crap. I don't know if I can say that on this Hangout, but I just did. Anyways, if you missed this, which doesn't make sense because you're watching it, you can watch it on our website. Tell your friends if they missed it. If you want to re-watch it for all the good memories, do that. And don't forget, you can ask us questions on our Facebook page. You can email us anytime. We are always available to talk to you and to make sure that you are as excited and ready for Wildcat Welcome in your first year as we are. So thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Not next week, next month. Next month. Bye.